Do you ever find yourself waking up multiple times during the night, shuffling to the bathroom, disrupting your precious sleep? Or maybe you hesitate to plan long trips or social outings because you're worried about always needing to find a restroom. It's a reality many of us face as we get a little older. That uncomfortable, often embarrassing feeling of not quite being in control of our own bladder. It can steal your sleep, chip away at your confidence, and make you feel less free to enjoy life. But what if I told you that some of the foods you're eating every day, perhaps without even thinking, could be secretly contributing to these very issues? Many people are completely unaware that certain dietary choices can irritate your bladder, increase urgency, and even affect your overall urinary health, especially as we pass that big 6-0 milestone. A urologist, someone who deeply understands our urinary system, would absolutely caution against certain common culprits. In this video, we're going to peel back the curtain on 5 specific foods and drinks that you might want to reconsider after 60 foods that can significantly impact your bladder comfort, your sleep quality, and your overall sense of well-being. Getting a better handle on this could be the secret to reclaiming your nights, boosting your confidence, and feeling more in charge of your body. So, stick around, because understanding these simple changes can make a profound difference. And watch to the very end for something that will truly surprise you. Let's dive right into the first one. A habit many of us cherish, perhaps even depend on, to kickstart our day or get through that afternoon slump: highly caffeinated drinks. Now, I'm talking about your morning cup of joe, that energy drink you grab when you're feeling sluggish, or even some black teas that pack a significant caffeine punch. For years, caffeine has been our go-to for a burst of energy, a way to sharpen our focus, and frankly, just a comforting part of our daily routine. But here's the rub. Especially as we age, caffeine is a potent diuretic. What does that mean for your bladder? Well, a diuretic makes your body produce more urine. It tells your kidneys, hey, let's get rid of some fluid, and quickly. So, shortly after enjoying that strong cup of coffee, your bladder starts filling up faster than usual, leading to increased trips to the bathroom. And it doesn't stop there. Caffeine is also a known bladder stimulant. It can irritate the bladder muscle itself, making it more sensitive and prone to involuntary contractions. This means you might feel a sudden, strong urge to go, even if your bladder isn't completely full. Imagine trying to enjoy a quiet evening, settling down with a good book or watching your favorite show, only to be constantly interrupted by the nagging sensation that you need to find a restroom. Or worse, waking up multiple times in the dead of night because your bladder is screaming for attention. That extra cup of coffee you had mid-afternoon, thinking it would help you power through, could actually be the very thing robbing you of precious, uninterrupted sleep hours later. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? You drink more coffee to fight fatigue, which then disrupts your sleep, making you more tired, and so on. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely abandon your beloved morning ritual overnight. That can feel quite daunting, and frankly, a bit miserable for some. The key here is understanding the impact and making conscious choices. Think about moderation. If you typically have 2 or 3 cups of strong coffee a day, try cutting back to 1, or consider switching to decaffeinated coffee. Many brands offer delicious decaf options now, so you can still enjoy the taste and the warmth without the diuretic and stimulant effects. Herbal teas are another wonderful alternative. Chamomile, peppermint, ginger, or even rooibos tea can provide that comforting warm drink experience without irritating your bladder. The change doesn't have to be drastic. Start by replacing your afternoon coffee with decaf or a calming herbal tea. Give your body a chance to adjust. You might be surprised at how quickly your bladder responds, leading to fewer urgent trips and, most importantly, more restful, undisturbed nights. Imagine waking up naturally, feeling refreshed, instead of being jolted awake by a full bladder. That feeling alone is worth exploring these changes. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge so you can make choices that support your comfort and quality of life. This isn't about restriction. It's about liberation from those constant bathroom breaks. Moving on from our beloved caffeinated beverages, let's talk about something that adds a kick to our meals but can deliver an unwelcome punch to our bladder's spicy foods. For many of us, a dash of chili, a fiery curry, or a piquant salsa can elevate a dish from mundane to magnificent. We love the zest, the heat, the way it tingles on our tongue. But here's what your urologist wants you to know: the very compounds that give spicy foods their heat, like capsaicin found in chili peppers, can also act as irritants to the delicate lining of your bladder. Think of it this way: when you eat something spicy, you feel that warmth, that burning sensation in your mouth and throat. Well, those same irritating compounds are eventually processed by your body and excreted through your urinary system. And as they pass through, they can cause similar irritation to the bladder wall. For someone whose bladder is already a little more sensitive due to age or other factors, this irritation can manifest as increased urgency, a burning sensation when you urinate, or even general bladder discomfort. It's like adding fuel to a small fire, making a calm bladder suddenly feel agitated and restless. You might not immediately connect that lingering feeling of bladder urgency with the spicy wings you had for lunch, but there's often a direct correlation. Picture enjoying a lively dinner with friends, indulging in some wonderfully spicy Mexican or Indian cuisine. You're having a great time, the food is delicious, and you feel perfectly fine. But then, an hour or two later, or perhaps even in the middle of the night, you start feeling that insistent need to go to the bathroom, more frequently and more urgently than usual. That delicious chili or curry might have felt good going down, but it can make your bladder feel anything but settled later on. It's not about giving up flavor entirely. It's about being mindful and finding alternative ways to season your food. Instead of reaching for that extra hot sauce, try incorporating a wider range of herbs and spices that offer flavor without the intense heat. Think about aromatic spices like cumin, coriander, turmeric, or paprika, which can add depth and warmth to your dishes without irritating your bladder. Fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, basil, and oregano are fantastic for adding bright, fresh flavors. You can still enjoy robust, delicious meals without discomfort. If you absolutely love a bit of heat, try to enjoy spicy dishes in moderation, perhaps not right before bedtime, and be sure to drink plenty of plain water to help flush your system. Paying attention to how your body reacts after eating certain foods is key. Keep a mental note, or even a small journal, to see if there's a pattern between your bladder discomfort and specific spicy meals. This personal detective work can be incredibly insightful and empower you to make smarter choices for your comfort. It's about enjoying your food thoughtfully, not fearfully, and giving your bladder the peace it deserves. Now that we've discussed highly caffeinated drinks and spicy foods, let's talk about a category that often sneaks into our diets under the guise of being healthy or sugar-free: artificial sweeteners and diet sodas. Many of us, especially as we age and become more conscious of sugar intake and calories, turn to these products thinking we're making a better choice for our health. We might swap out a regular sugary drink for a diet soda, or add an artificial sweetener to our coffee or tea. But here's the surprising truth that urologists often highlight: these chemical concoctions, while calorie-free, can be significant bladder irritants for a large number of people. Think about it. Substances like aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, and stevia are not natural compounds. Our bodies, and particularly our bladders, can sometimes react to them as foreign invaders, leading to irritation and increased activity. Imagine consciously choosing a diet beverage, believing you're doing your body a favor by avoiding sugar, only to find yourself making more frequent trips to the bathroom, or experiencing a general sense of bladder discomfort. It's a frustrating trade-off, isn't it? You might feel a subtle urge to go, even when your bladder isn't very full, or a persistent mild ache in your lower abdomen. This is your bladder signaling its irritation from these artificial compounds. Many people who suffer from conditions like overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis find that artificial sweeteners are major triggers for their symptoms, even without a specific diagnosis. A sensitive bladder can react strongly to these chemicals. That seemingly innocent diet soda you reach for can trick your bladder into being restless and unhappy. The problem isn't just with diet sodas. These artificial sweeteners are found in a surprising number of processed foods, from sugar-free desserts and yogurts to chewing gum and even some protein bars. They're often hidden in plain sight, making it harder to identify them as the culprit. So, what's the alternative? The simplest and best choice is often just plain water. It's the ultimate bladder-friendly beverage. If you find plain water a bit boring, try infusing it with natural flavors like slices of cucumber, lemon, lime, or berries. You can also make your own unsweetened iced tea using decaf black tea or herbal tea bags. If you occasionally crave something sweet, a small amount of natural sugar, like a teaspoon of honey or maple syrup, might actually be less irritating to your bladder than the artificial alternatives. The key is moderation with natural sugars and aiming to reduce your overall reliance on intense sweetness. Reading food labels carefully is also crucial. Look for ingredients like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and even some sugar alcohols if you notice they bother you. By choosing whole, unprocessed foods and opting for natural hydration, you can significantly reduce the burden on your bladder and experience a newfound sense of comfort and control. It's about nourishing your body with what it truly thrives on, not what clever marketing tells you is better. Next up on our urologist's warning list are high-sodium processed foods. Now, this one might not immediately jump out as a direct bladder irritant like caffeine or spicy foods, but its impact on your overall urinary system, especially as you age, is significant. Think about all those convenient options we often rely on: canned soups, frozen dinners, packaged snacks, deli meats, and even some bread and sauces. They're quick, easy, and readily available, fitting seamlessly into our busy lives. But the vast majority of these processed foods are loaded with sodium, often far exceeding what our bodies truly need. Our bodies are incredibly intricate, and everything is connected. When you consume excessive amounts of sodium, your kidneys have to work overtime to filter it out. High sodium intake can lead to increased fluid retention throughout your body, which indirectly puts more pressure on your urinary system. It can also contribute to higher blood pressure, which, over time, can affect kidney function. More critically, for bladder health, a diet consistently high in sodium can lead to more concentrated urine. Highly concentrated urine can be irritating to the bladder lining, potentially increasing urgency and frequency, and even worsening symptoms for those prone to urinary tract infections or kidney stones. Imagine that quick frozen meal you pop into the microwave after a long day, or that seemingly innocent deli sandwich you grab for lunch. While they might save you time, they could be packed with more salt than you realize. Your kidneys are like the sophisticated filtration system of your body, and a constant deluge of excess sodium means they are relentlessly working to balance your fluid and electrolyte levels. This can lead to a heavier workload and less efficient function over the long term. This isn't just about avoiding the salt shaker. It's about being aware of the hidden sodium in so many of the convenience foods we consume. Food manufacturers use sodium not just for flavor, but also as a preservative. So it's pervasive. You might not even taste how salty something truly is, but your body and your bladder will feel the effects. The solution here is quite empowering. Cook more at home. When you prepare your own meals, you are in complete control of the ingredients, especially the sodium content. Focus on fresh, whole foods like lean proteins, plenty of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, instead of relying on pre-packaged spice blends that often contain hidden sodium. Explore using individual herbs and spices to flavor your dishes. Lemon juice, vinegars, garlic, onion, and a wide array of fresh and dried herbs can bring incredible flavor to your food without the need for excessive salt. Read food labels diligently. Look at the sodium content per serving and compare brands. You'll be surprised at the differences. Choose low sodium or no salt added versions of canned goods and broths. Making small. Consistent changes in your grocery shopping and cooking habits can significantly reduce your sodium intake, lighten the load on your kidneys, and contribute to a much calmer, happier bladder. It's about investing in your long-term health and enjoying the freedom that comes with a well-functioning urinary system. Finally, let's talk about something that many of us enjoy as a way to relax, socialize, or unwind: excessive alcohol consumption. Now, I'm not talking about a single, occasional glass of wine with dinner, but rather regular or higher levels of alcohol intake. For many people, especially as we get older, alcohol can have a surprisingly significant and often negative impact on bladder health, kidney function, and even our sleep patterns, all of which contribute to those unwanted trips to the bathroom. Here's how it works: just like caffeine, alcohol is a diuretic. This means it encourages your body to produce more urine, and often more quickly. So, after a few drinks, you'll find yourself needing to urinate more frequently than usual. This is why you often see people heading to the restroom often during social gatherings where alcohol is flowing. But the effect of alcohol goes beyond just being a diuretic. Alcohol can also act as a direct irritant to the bladder lining, similar to how spicy foods or artificial sweeteners can. This irritation can make your bladder more sensitive and prone to contractions, leading to increased urgency and frequency. For someone already dealing with a sensitive bladder or symptoms of an overactive bladder, even moderate alcohol can exacerbate these issues significantly. Imagine trying to get a good night's sleep, only to be constantly woken up because your bladder is irritated and overactive from the drinks you had earlier in the evening. A glass of wine with dinner might seem relaxing, but too much, especially closer to bedtime, can set you up for a restless night filled with interrupted sleep and urgent dashes to the bathroom. This not only robs you of restorative sleep, but it can also make you feel more tired and less capable the next day, creating a cycle of fatigue. Beyond the direct bladder effects, excessive alcohol can also lead to dehydration if you're not also drinking enough water. And prolonged heavy drinking can have long-term negative effects on kidney function, which are your body's essential filtration organs. So, what's the sensible approach? Moderation is key. If you choose to drink alcohol, be mindful of the quantity. 1 or 2 drinks might be perfectly fine for some, but pay attention to how your body reacts. Consider alternating alcoholic drinks with glasses of water. This helps you stay hydrated, reduces your overall alcohol intake, and dilutes the potential irritants passing through your bladder. Try to avoid alcohol, especially larger amounts, in the hours leading up to bedtime. Give your body plenty of time to process it before you settle down for the night. Opt for a calming herbal tea or a glass of water instead as you wind down. By being conscious of your alcohol intake, you can significantly reduce bladder irritation, promote more restful sleep, and support the overall health of your urinary system. It's about enjoying life's pleasures in a way that respects your body's needs and supports your well-being. So, there you have it, the 5 foods and drinks that a urologist would often warn against, especially for those of us over 60. We've talked about the morning pick-me-up that can lead to nighttime disruptions, your highly caffeinated drinks. We explored how those fiery flavors can irritate your bladder, spicy foods. We uncovered the hidden irritants in seemingly healthy choices, artificial sweeteners, and diet sodas. We shed light on the silent burden of convenience, high-sodium processed foods. And finally, we discussed how an evening unwind can lead to morning discomfort. Excessive alcohol. It might feel like a lot to take in. But remember, this isn't about completely giving up everything you love or living a life of deprivation. It's about empowering you with knowledge so you can make informed choices that truly serve your body and your well-being. Think of it not as restriction, but as liberation. Liberation from those constant bathroom breaks. Liberation from interrupted sleep. and liberation from that nagging worry that can hold you back from living your fullest life. Small, gradual changes can make a monumental difference. Maybe you start by swapping out one regular coffee for a decaf each day. Or perhaps you begin reading food labels more closely for hidden sodium. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Even small adjustments, made consistently, can lead to significant improvements in your bladder comfort, your sleep quality, and your overall sense of freedom. Imagine waking up feeling truly refreshed, without that immediate urge to run to the bathroom. Picture yourself confidently going out with friends, enjoying a movie, or taking a scenic drive without constantly worrying about where the next restroom is. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They can deeply impact your quality of life. By understanding how these specific foods and drinks interact with your bladder, you gain control. You gain the ability to choose comfort, peace, and uninterrupted sleep. Your body has served you faithfully for decades, and now, it's time to nurture it with choices that support its optimal function, especially in areas that can become more sensitive with age. We're all on this journey of aging together, and feeling good, feeling comfortable in our own skin, is paramount. Taking these steps is an act of self-care, a commitment to your own happiness and peace of mind. It's about enjoying your golden years with vitality and confidence, not being held back by preventable issues. Have you noticed any of these foods affecting you in particular? Do you have a tip or a healthy swap that's worked wonders for your bladder comfort? We'd love to hear your experiences and insights. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could be just the encouragement someone else needs. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, a like, as it really helps us reach more people who could benefit from this information. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more practical, easy-to-understand advice to help you navigate this wonderful stage of life with health, happiness, and confidence. Remember, small changes can truly make a big difference to your health and happiness. Live your best life at every age. You deserve to feel comfortable and confident.